everyone. Sitting here with my Taylor guitar. And this is my 12 string, and I have it plugged in right now using the ES2 pickup that comes in the guitar. This is the Builder's Edition that they made in this year, and I picked it up when I was in Montana at the Guitar Villa. One of my favorite places to go visit. Anyways, I thought today we would talk a little bit about DADGAD, because I have this guitar in DADGAD right now. And maybe I'll show you a few chords. In fact, those are the ones I want to show you right there. And they're really neat chords, and there's a lot you can do with it. So before we get started in that, and we talk a little bit about DADGAD and get your guitar into DADGAD. Now I know I'm going to just leave the 12 string because that's what I was playing around with, but you can do this on your 6 string. It's no problem. And they're actually extremely easy chords, and once you get them, there's no telling what you can do with it. There's just so many variations, so many things you can explore and find in DADGAD. But before we get started, I had a couple things I wanted to take care of. One is I went through and got all my cards caught up today, and I got one, and this one came from Tom in Washington. And Tom, if I try to say the name of that city, P-U-Y-A-L, Puyallup, is that how you say that? But anyways, it's in Washington, W-A, I think I got that one right. Anyways, he didn't put the return address on here. So if you don't receive a card from me, it's because you didn't put the return address on here. Now, if you want me to, you can find my email address under the description. Just get in there and send me an email, and I'll send you a card. And I'd really like to do that too. And thank you so much for this beautiful card. I really, really appreciate it. So today I sent out a lot of cards. So you should be getting them. If you sent me a card and I've showed it here, you should be getting those soon. Those people that are in other countries, that might take a little bit, but they'll get there. The other thing I wanted to let you know that on the 23rd at 6:30 p.m. California time, I'm going to try 6:30 p.m. I know it's a little late for the East Coast. We're talking 9:30 there, but you know, we're coming into Christmas, and I think everybody's having a good time and been real busy with shopping and everything. And I thought maybe you might have a little time to stop in the evening and join us on a live for Guitar Notes and Notions. It's going to be our Christmas, I'm going to call it the Christmas special. I actually have a guest appearing. So if you are interested in that, and I'm going to try to set this up so that the sound comes across. If we play guitars and maybe play a couple selections or whatever, that we can get the sound coming nice and clean. Like when I record it right now, I think it comes out pretty nice. It sounds pretty nice. But when I go live, there's this delay that's there that I can't seem to get rid of. I'm going to be doing some tests and trying it on different devices and seeing if I can, you know, get that cleaned up so that when you hear it, you're hearing it in a timely fashion so it doesn't sound like a bunch of garbly mess. And I'm not sure why the heck, something to do with latency, and I don't know what that means. I know there's buttons that you can push to improve it, but I don't completely understand it, so I'm trying to do that. I heard just recently that I can get something called iRig and hook it up, and that it should take care of the problem. So I'm going to look into that as well. So anyways, that's going to be the 23rd of December. And I hope you join us. We'll have a good time, spend about 30 minutes, and have a good time on that live feed. All right, so let's get into our little lesson here. And by the way, I've learned how to do chapters. So anytime you're on my my videos and you want to skip ahead, just go down below. And if I have an extremely lengthy video or one that's got different sections, I'll have it chaptered or bookmarked so that you can easily skip ahead and not have to put up with all my chattering. And sometimes it's nice too, because if you're studying something and trying to get it, it'll help you, you know, return back to it if you're listening to it several times. The other thing I did was I created a number of files now for all the videos so that I can, when you look under my sections for videos, you'll see it's organized. So that you'll see educational, and you'll see one for guitar reviews and one for travel. I'm trying to split it up a little bit to make that easier as well, to navigate through all of the videos, because I have well over 300, I think about 350 now. That's quite a few for a 10-month period. So anyways, okay, enough chatter. Let's talk about DADGAD. I think the first thing you have to do is you've got to get the guitar into DADGAD, and it's not difficult whatsoever. Because right now, your low string and your high string is E. So basically, all you have to do is, first of all, change those two strings. Just drop them down one step. And that'll be from E to D, right? Well, it just so happens your guitar has, in standard tuning, goes E, A, D, G, B, E. Just go to the D string, okay, and play it, okay? And then use that as a reference to drop your low E and your high E to D. And mine's D right now. So if you're using a 6-string guitar, your high E and your low E should sound like that, okay? And then there's only one other change, and you'll be in DADGAD, and that is your second string, you know, up from the bottom here, this one right here, your second string, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The second string, that's got to be an A, right? Well, it just so happens in your standard tuning, that's a B. So you got to drop it down one step. Well, that's real simple to go from B to A, because just so happens you already have an A string, E, A, D, G, B, E. The A is right here. So you just have to tune it to that A. And you just bring it down to it. And make sure they match. And that's it. So now you're in DADGAD, D-A-D-G-A-D, okay? And it's a really nice... It's great tuning for Ds. It just sounds awesome. So why don't we learn the D chord first, all right? So I'm going to get a little closer here. I'll put a chart up there. I've seen this different ways, and there are many variations. So for every one of these tunings, or for every one of these chords that I show you, if you mess around with it, you'll find so many different variations, and it just sounds awesome. So all you have to do to get a D is just go to the 3rd string, 2nd fret with your pointer finger. And when you press that down right there, on that 3rd string, you have a D. And one of the variations is to take the pinky finger, and on the 1st string, just press down the 4th fret. See that? Another variation for D is just to take this right here, this one where you're on the 3rd string, and just slide all the way up to the 11th fret. That's D2. So you got... Does that sound familiar? They all kind of sound similar because they're all within that same chord family of D, okay? So we've got it here. You got your D to start with. It's quite simple. And you can strum, You can get a pick if you want. It's a very open sound. Okay, so that's the first one. There's D, we got it. All right, now the next one I want to do is E minor. That's a real simple one too, because basically you're just going to stand the second fret up here, and you can do it a number of ways. Some people just reach around this way, take and put their pointer finger, their thumb behind it, and pinch right here, and just get these 2 strings. Some people get 3 strings. There's a variation there. Some people just use these 2 fingers. Some people use 1 finger and bar it. It doesn't matter. However you do it, just make sure you press at least 2 of those strings right there. Now guess what? If that's E minor, that has to be G minor, right? So you got E minor, G minor. So remember those, okay? I'm not going to give you chord charts for them, but just be thinking about that, okay? All right. So far we have... fun to play with, but let's throw in a couple more chords, okay, before we finish this. Okay, the next one I'm going to show you is C. And with C, you're only going to be playing strings 5 through 1, okay? You're not going to play this one right now, okay? So now there's different ways to do the C. I'm going to show you one that I saw that I thought was the easiest. So what you're going to do is you're going to put your middle finger on the 5th string, 3rd fret, pointer finger on the 4th string, 2nd fret, and your ring finger on the 2nd string, 3rd fret. And actually, it sounds really good just to play strings 5, 4, 3, and 2. But if you happen to hit that scared me. I heard my amplifier pop. If you happen to hit that high E, or excuse me, that high D, don't worry about it. Just so you got a C chord there. See what I'm doing there? I'm going from D, C, G minor, E minor to D. Okay, so that's kind of fun too. So now you got the C. Okay, so let's throw a G in there. How about that? Okay, now this one I've seen several variations on it as well. Let me show you the one it's a G major. And it's playing the bottom or strings 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically your middle finger's on the 5th fret, and it's on the 4th string. Pointer fingers on the 4th fret, on the 3rd string. Ring fingers on the second string, 5th fret, and the pinky fingers on the 1st string, 5th fret. And there's the chord chart for it. That's G. So guess what? If that's G, then this is A, and this is B, right? So. Okay, so we're not going to use those, but I'm just saying, kind of keep that in mind when you're playing around with this and looking for different tunes, that move around, play around with it. Now, this is one way to do a G, but let me show you the easy way. I think it's easy. Okay, so basically you could just take your middle finger and put it on the 5th fret, and it's on the 6th string, and then take your ring finger, put it on the 2nd string, 5th fret. So you could just do that right there. Or you can take add a note to it. Just take your pointer finger, put it on the 4th fret, 3rd string. Okay, that's a G. Then you go to C, D minor, D. Okay, so I went from G to C to E minor, D, G. And you can do all kinds of variations with that, but I just thought I'd show you those chords today so that you can have a little fun with it. I think it's just really fun. I've been messing around with this all night long. We'll just leave it there, and you play around with it. See what you can find in DADGAD, and I'll put the chord charts out there so that you can play around with that. And so don't forget, the live's coming up on the 23rd. Subscribe if you haven't. And by the way, did you notice I'm in the 9,000s now? I just might make it to 10,000 by the end of the year. It could. I just won't believe it if it happens. I've been thinking it's getting really, really close. So this last weekend, it kind of went nuts with my Find My chord. I still have one more of those to do. I've been holding out on it. I have to do B. I don't know why. B's okay, but, it's, I don't know. But I have to do B to close it up. That's be the last one I'm going to do. All right, finding B. All right, that's coming up. All right, I hope you have a great day or night, wherever you are in this world.